Yesterday was a very rough day for Twitch. They broke all 10 commandments with a single policy change. A policy change that would have single-handedly destroyed the platform by driving all of the streamers to other platforms. With this new change, it would have basically been pulling a fire alarm in a crowded theater and have all of the streamers scrambling for the exit as soon as possible. Twitch, for some reason, decided to put sponsorships in their crosshair and start firing. They released an update that would reduce their streamers' ability to have sponsored content through their streams, which is most streamers' main revenue source. So if streamers could no longer comfortably or reliably have sponsorships on Twitch, they will all go elsewhere, and many of them were threatening to do so. It was the perfect, horrible idea, a fucking geostorm of stupidity to try and push out this policy change. It baffles me that this idea somehow made it out of the Twitch think tank and they really tried to push it through. It's like they were playing a game of Plague Inc. where you try and create the perfect disease to wipe out the world. They created the perfect disease to wipe out their own company. Twitch is like a panda that's constantly trying to hurt itself, and the community is the zookeepers doing their best to stop it. Like, hey, no, don't do that. This is stupid. You're hurting yourself. Stop. Please stop. You know, Twitch is like a fucking Mr. Meeseeks that's just determined to kill itself. Twitch seems determined to ruin their platform. I don't understand how. Maybe they've been infiltrated by like YouTube execs and they're just sabotaging it internally. I don't know. They're making the worst decisions imaginable. So it's been about 24 hours since that massively awful idea came to fruition and was published. And now today they've made a statement saying that they're getting rid of it entirely. Now they're scrambling in a panic, desperate to try and walk it back. So they posted this saying, yesterday we released new branded content guidelines that impacted your ability to work with sponsors to increase your income from streaming. These guidelines are bad for you and bad for Twitch, and we are removing them entirely. Sponsorships are critical to streamers' growth and ability to earn income. We will not prevent your ability to enter into direct relationships with sponsors. You will continue to own and control your sponsorship business. We want to work with our community to create the best experience on Twitch, and to do that, we need to be clear about what we're doing and why we're doing it. We appreciate your feedback and help in making this change. Now, on the surface, that sounds jolly good. That sounds dandy. Very simple and easy to understand. We fucked up. We released these new guidelines that reduced your ability to get sponsorships on your own and generate income through those sponsorships. So, we're removing those guidelines. Very cut and dry, very easy to understand, no wiggle room for confusion. You know, we're not out here trying to understand the Silmarillion. It's just very simple. We're removing those guidelines because we recognize that it inhibited your ability to get sponsorships. So then why is the exact same language from yesterday still in their terms of service? When you go to their terms of service, they still have the exact same fucking policy that they tweeted about yesterday with the exact same language. Yesterday they tried saying that it was just a misunderstanding, that everyone misconstrued their statements because they made it too broad. But then today coming forward saying that, you know, it really wasn't a misunderstanding. These rules actually did just impact your ability to get sponsors, so they're removing them. Yet in their announcement about them being removed, they're still clearly here in their terms of service with the exact same language. So why are you claiming that they're removed if they're still there? That seems like a blatant lie to me, unless there's something I'm misunderstanding here. But it seems like they're trying to pull a quarter out from behind my ear and call it magic. It's still there. The policy has still made it to the terms of service, despite their tweets kind of leading people to believe the opposite is true. So, I don't exactly fully get what the fuck has changed then. The policy is still there, so why are they tweeting as if they did some kind of heroic good deed by listening to the community and removing those restrictive guidelines on sponsorships? That just seems very misleading. Now, I watched Ludwig's video on it, the Mogul Mail, and he made a point that I think he's probably right on the money with. I believe the policy here with the advertisement is supposed to target things like Stream Elements or other companies that are able to sell ads at scale, and kind of go through that process as opposed to attacking individuals for sponsorships. But it's very important to note that with the way the policy stands, it very well could be used against individuals. They can enforce it against any streamer they want. It doesn't have to be reserved for just corporations. So again, this would have to be a wait and see situation on how they choose to enforce it. But they could, for example, slap me. if during one of our Moist Esports watch parties we play an opera ad that we made where I'm a fisherman and I catch a big opera fish, right? They can punish me for that with this new policy in place. It's just a matter of whether or not they'll choose to. Again, YouTube does have a very similar policy and they don't enforce it at all, really, not against individual streamers, and I haven't seen it enforced against any companies either. So Twitch could follow suit with that, but there's no telling. We don't know. But what I find extremely scummy is the way they're misleading people into thinking that this entire branded content policy is gone now, when it's not. It's still very much in effect. So I don't know why they're pretending that it's different. It's worked though. This has been a big PRW for Twitch here, because if you look at the comment section on the Twitch post, everyone's like, thanks for listening, Twitch. It really means a lot that you take notice of community feedback and respond accordingly. Which makes it clear that they have been able to slyly bring this policy to the platform without people taking too big of a notice. The goddamn Decepticons came in here from Twitch and they really pulled the wool over our eyes. They got a PR win by pretending, they're making it seem like they listened to everyone's backlash and got rid of that evil policy that, slipped through the cracks and missed the mark, when in reality, it's still there, and it's just a matter of how they're going to enforce it going forward. So, overall, that's pretty shitty, but it gets a bit worse for Twitch because I didn't even know this until today after watching Ludwig's video. They actually very sneakily introduced a couple new policies as well that I've only seen a little bit of talk about. One of them is simulcasting. So for those that don't know, simulcasting is the ability for a stream to be broadcast in multiple platforms at the same time. So let's say I'm playing Street Fighter 6, I'm fucking climbing all the way up to Masters like I'm known to do because I'm an absolute Street Fighter fucking deity. So I've got a banging stream popping off and I'm streaming it on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Kick. I'm all over the place. Maybe the fucking New York City billboards. Like, I'm streaming this shit everywhere. That was allowed for a good chunk of time by Twitch's terms. However, you'd have to just relinquish your ability to be a partner on Twitch. The most notable example of this is Ninja. Ninja has been streaming on every platform that has video streaming capabilities. The man is streaming everywhere. He's probably streaming on your fucking university exclusive streaming platform at this point. He's everywhere. And he's able to do that because he's no longer a partner on Twitch. He doesn't make any money directly through Twitch. That's how he's able to do simulcasting. But Twitch has now introduced a new policy where he can't do that anymore. No one can do that anymore. And that affects mainly smaller streamers and Ninja. Ninja had a whole speech about it, and he's right on the money. Since he can't do that anymore, he's not going to stream on Twitch because the options are stream on Twitch where he's making no money and can't make any money on Twitch, or stream to like 20 different platforms at the same time. The choice is obvious. And that's the same reality for a lot of small streamers that do the same thing, where they plant their feelers out as many places as they can to grow an audience. You've got to spread your wings. You got to put your tendrils all over the place. So a lot of streamers, when they're starting out, will stream as many platforms as possible at the same time to try and grow their brand. No longer can they do that. So that's kind of a big deal for a lot of people, I would imagine. And I don't think many people have recognized that they changed their rules regarding simulcasting. And then the last little curveball Twitch surprised everyone with was a new contract that all their partners will need to sign, where they review and accept the new terms of service, and if they fail to do so, they lose their partnership. They get made into an affiliate until they accept the contract. And to go even a bit further here, if they choose not to accept the contract, or like they terminate the agreement, they're going to be charged $25 for the termination. Literally a fuck you charge. An actual suck my dick fee. Like, that's crazy. Just a $25 charge just because, fuck you. That's wild. So that's another thing that's happening right now. So you need to review and accept the terms in order to keep your partnership. And if you don't do it in a timely fashion, you're going right back down to affiliate until you decide to play ball with Twitch and you comply with their demands. This whole thing is just so silly. I don't understand why they're so fearful of... I'm just going to keep working under the assumption that it's things like stream elements. I don't know why they're so afraid of stream elements all of a sudden. I understand Twitch is extremely desperate for extra doubloons, like they're not making as many clams as they think they should be making on the site. But this is just such a crazy reaction to the existence of things like stream elements, because it can be enforced in a really terrible way for the health of the platform, and it's just pretty scary in general for streamers that makes them feel unsafe and unwelcome on Twitch, where at any moment Twitch could fuck them up for their sponsorships. Like that's just something that is a legitimate concern and a big driving factor in why so many streamers would want to go to other platforms. I don't know why they can't recognize that. This announcement came with something that is a legitimately good change, which is a tool that allows you to easily disclose when you're sponsored by someone or something. It's just a button you click to let people know that you are sponsored. That's a requirement for like every other site ever, so it's about time Twitch got one of those. But then they coupled that with all of these other awful changes that do nothing but make the site worse. I just don't understand why they're so determined to ruin the platform. They're not getting anything back from all of this. They're just losing over and over again. And I'm confident this won't be the last time Twitch makes a very greedy, out-of-touch policy change in the near future. I'm wagering within the next 6 months we see something equally as stupid and as greedy as this policy change that they try and push to the platform and will receive huge backlash for and subsequently backpedal on the following day. I already can foresee that in the future of Twitch. They don't know what they're doing. They're completely lost. They're misguided. They're mismanaged, and they don't know how to make money from the platform. So the way they keep coming back to is just taking money from their streamers. And without streamers, there is no Twitch. And with Twitch continuing to do this, they'll start losing those streamers that they really desperately need, they rely on. So I really don't think Twitch will be a platform within the next 10 years, maybe even less, if they keep going in this direction. But yeah, I just want to talk about it a little bit. That's it. See ya.